How's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Tell me
Great.
something good.
I'll say it like that.
Just signed papers on the beach house.
Nice. Congrats.
Sounds like it's lunch day.
Lunch on Rodney.
That's on me, right?
All right. Who else got something good? Y'all awfully quiet today.
Javi, what do you got? That's good.
We got a lot rolling. That's good.
Yeah, you're taking listings like crazy. I've been seeing them come through. How many listings y'all taking in the last, say, month? Like at least 7 or 8,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Something wild.
Heck yeah.
Keeping it together right now.
I feel that.
I mean, we say what you working with.
Yeah.
Y'all pray for me, okay?
Amethyst, tell us something good. That's what happens when you walk in late.
I'm actually.
You're right. I started early.
Is that for your listing release?
Nope.
I'm volunteering for my daughter's field trip to Network.
Oh, nice.
At Holiday World, so it's gonna be fun too.
Oh, heck yeah. Hollywood World's always a blast. Good. Love that. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So kind of did a end of the month recap just so everybody can see what the different markets are doing. Sure those are, yeah. All right. So of course we have the graphics, but I wanted to take a little deeper dive and you can see what I have highlighted here. Mostly focusing for this week on how many listings sold versus last year. You can see this bottom line in yellow is last year. The next line, April 2025, is obviously this year. We're going to focus on days on market and median price. Despite having a little bit of a comeback, we kind of all knew this for Owensboro that we didn't quite catch where we were at in 2024. As a matter of fact, our total number of listings sold was down 23.6%. Now, I wouldn't fret over that as we've discussed previously. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact of, I mean, I know I got at least 2 closings that are literally just waiting on hail damage repair. And a lot of the banks are now making us actually do repairs instead of just handing over checks like what they did in 2016. So expect a little bit of a bounce back off that. Oops, didn't mean to switch. Sorry. Off that number, but it is still definitely down. I just don't think it's down 25%, basically is where I'm going with that. In regards to days on markets continue to kind of eke up. We finished the month off at 85 days on market, which was the same as March, but a little bit higher than February. Ultimately, we're up 10 days versus last year, or about 11.7%. This is the one that kind of caught me off guard. And I wanted to make sure, I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but I want to talk about it again this week. The median price went from $215 in April of 2024 to $202,450 in April of 2025. That is a decrease of 5.8%. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that every single house out there is overpriced by 5.8%, or a specific house, say that, you know, the house that you own, it doesn't necessarily mean that that house is now worth 6% less. It could very much be that just overall the amount of homes that happened to close in the month of April were lower priced homes than what they were last year. But I did notice this during the weeks coming up when we talked about it. And then for the month as a whole, we're down 5.8. So we're going to pay attention to that number really closely over the next 60 days and kind of see if that trend continues. And do we actually have depreciation going on in Owensboro, or does it stay the same or go back up and then everything's back to what we would expect it to be? But for you all to know now is not the time to be wishful thinking on pricing. It's about getting really aggressive on pricing with all of your sellers. And if you have that range, when you go into that listing appointment, just making up a number, but if you have a range of this listing's worth 3 to 315, you should be fighting to get it as close to 3 as possible. You know, and that might not be a great example because we all know the Bright Springs 300. You always never want to be like 305. You would rather be 299. So let's just say if you're at 260 to 275 price range, you want to be closer to the lower number as possible in that. So when you're, and I know it's always up to the seller and things like that, but when they ask you what your recommendation is in that range, it's lower is better, and because of stats like this right now. So
What's that number again?
215 was last year's. This year was 202,450. So it was down roughly 13% or so, or 13,000. Sorry, 5.8% was the percentage down. But this is, again, we're going to go through all the different areas, and you'll see that's pretty unique to Owensboro. Everywhere else is fairly consistent. So looking at the Henderson market, listings sold stayed basically the same. Technically, it's up 2.5%, but one more sale in 2025 and 2024. Days on market did go up pretty significantly, going from 31 to 46. So that's 15 days or 32.6%. And then again, here, a median price adjustment down, going from basically 179 down to 173. So Henderson had a 3.4% decrease. So Henderson, Owensboro, really interesting. We're going to see how that plays out over the next couple months. But between the two, they're between 3 and 6% in depreciation, at least for the month of April. Looking at Evansville, so you can see here, listings sold about the same, really, down 1.45%. The days on market did go up 8% or 8 days or 14%. And then again, unlike Owensboro and Henderson, we actually saw appreciation in the month of April. So, and pretty significant with the median price going from 200,000 in 2024, April of 2024 to 220,000 in April of 2025, which means that in Evansville, homes appreciated 9%. So that's why I say, like, when the Owensboro, the home pricing being down 5.6%, while I'm not overly concerned about it at this point, is look at what Evansville did. It went up. And then as we look into some other ones, you'll see where they kind of went up and stuff too. Do you have a question?
Yeah. How come Evansville always has so much activity compared to everybody else? Because it's such a small.
They include such a large,
Okay.
like their MLS territory is just
It goes to New
huge.
York.
Yeah, and it goes way north too. Like I think they're probably the biggest MLS in
Yeah,
the whole
even
state.
Comparing it with, say, Louisville, which Louisville like the 16th biggest city in the country.
Yeah.
Their numbers are twice,
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, and they also don't separate out if somebody's like part of multiple MLSs. They don't separate that out. So, like, for example, for you, if you had something in HCAR and GLAR, we don't count it as 2.
Right.
They count it as all,
Yeah.
everything.
I just
So,
wondered.
yeah, that's why though. All right. Elizabethtown, again, listing sold down just slightly, but I like the comeback. Had a huge last week. Got within 1.7% of last year. Days on market actually went down 2 days, so they were at 111 April of last year. This year they're at 109, so I love seeing that. And then again, another price increase. So Elizabethtown's had the least amount of activity over the last probably 2 months, but yet they still have that appreciation going from 134.9 to 149.9, or up 6%.
I think too, their battery plant, like there was so much movement last year with the.
That
battery
slowed down the
plant,
units.
And
Yeah.
I think it made them have a great market, and I think now it's kind of leveled out.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially in terms of the units for sure. And then Louisville is basically a mirror image of previous year, 1,239 last year, 1,229, less than 1% difference. Days on market went up 5 days, and then price went up again 3,000. So that's why I say, like, when we look at the bigger markets around us, that's why this number in Owensboro with the median price being down 5.8% doesn't really scare me. I think we're just seeing effects of the storms and a few lower price homes. So a lot of investors are buying stuff right now that I've noticed, a lot of flip houses and different stuff like that going on. So we'll monitor that really close over the next 60 days and kind of see what happens, and I'll keep you up to date. That way y'all know what to adjust for when you're going through your listing appointments. In terms of mortgage rates, just a reminder of kind of where we thought we would be at the end of last year, which is overall average of all products combined being somewhere between 6.4 and 6.5%. Last week, we were at 6.82% for the conventional, 6.25% for FHA and VA. Slight uptick as of this morning. That was 6.9% for a conventional, and then basically 6.3 for FHA and VA. And I expect to see just little micro adjustments over the next few weeks. Hopefully they'll start their trend back down, because overall, I think we're probably about, I don't know, like 1/10 of a point higher than what we thought we would be at this point. So hopefully we'll get some rate cuts here in the coming 30 to 60 days. Fun fact of the week, if y'all didn't know this, Sears used to sell homes. And as a matter of fact, they sold 70,000 homes, and they were mail order. Like, you literally got on the catalog and was like, I want this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and then everything ships into you, and they arrive as a kit. Like, so they're kind of like like modular homes where they would like literally you'd have to put the walls together, but they would come and then they would have things like air conditioning and plumbing and all those things. And I did look this up because it said it down here. Some of them still exist today. There's estimated roughly 15 of the 70,000 are still like people live in them and things like that.
My
So
grandpa worked for Sears during some early times.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about that. No, my other grandfather, my dad's dad, Bob.
yeah.
He was a mechanic, so he worked in their automotive.
Ah. Yeah, because there used to be a Sears in this mall,
Yeah.
wasn't there? Back in the day?
He
Yeah.
was the head automotive guy
Yeah.
here and then in Michigan where they lived.
Sweet.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, you can buy a tiny home kits off, that's what I was doing, you can buy those on
Home Depot,
Walmart right
right?
now.
They have on
they
eBay
have
also.
Depot too, don't they?
Yeah. I saw one online for like 20 grand. You could buy like a 1-bedroom tiny home or something like that.
Those 10 acres out there, we thought about doing like 2 or 3 of those tiny homes and doing Airbnbs.
I know a guy that did a hunting cabin like that. He did one main cabin that has like a kitchen and then did like 6 little tiny homes out around it. And it's on, yeah, Steve. Yeah. And he's got like, I don't know, 80 acres or something that he hiked. Yeah. So pretty good idea. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. Like you literally just imagine that. Like I'm just gonna I'm gonna get online and just click on it. Yeah, I think everybody I know has worked for that guy at some point.
I know, I'm like, we've all worked for
I'll tell you who won't be working for him ever again. This guy. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I remember. All right. Oh, news. Not a whole lot of news this week. Just want to make you know, let you aware because I know y'all get asked and deal with people who are looking to rent or get asked if you know of rentals and stuff. This is interesting. Nothing's came of proposed of it, but I want y'all to know this because if you read the headline, it sounds a lot worse than what's actually being proposed. The headline says White House proposes elimination of Section 8 housing vouchers. And if you have rentals and do Section 8, this would be important to you. I do. So but what's actually happening is not getting rid of them, moving it to the state level and letting the state issue the vouchers instead of the government agencies. The only real change when I read this whole entire article a couple times, and the only thing that I could see that was really impactful is limiting the amount of time that somebody would be eligible for housing Section 8 housing vouchers to 2 years. So that would be a pretty significant change. But outside that, it's really just moving it from federal is going to pay it. Instead, federal is going to give the states some money and states are going to decide how they want to handle it going forward. So just FYI, in case you get asked about that one. Also, as we just discussed, on a national level, home sales did disappoint for the end of April. This is speaking on a 1-week period, but the last week of April, we saw 10 fewer homes in 2025 than we did in 2024 in terms of sales. More particular, single family homes were 8% less. And then this is why I wanted to put this in here because we're seeing it locally. The median price of weekly pending sales came in below the same week last year. And it was just barely below, less than 1% below at a national level. But this is significant because it's the first time that we've seen negative level in week versus week or month versus month in over 2 years. So I do think we are seeing a little bit of a correction going on from the big boom of 2020, 2021, when we had which is natural to happen. When you have multiple offers that are pushing stuff 5, 10, 20,000 higher than asking prices, bound at some point, you're going to get a little bit of a correction. So we'll see how long that lasts and what to do from there.
I think people that are buying too notice that a little. I mean, they're not as educated, like the non-educated buyers are starting to see that too. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them are just relaxing, chilling until they see something that really intrigues them.
Yeah, and then you're going to have the compound effect of, okay, let's say that, you paid $30,000 more for your house. It's been 4 or 5 years. You may not have recouped that $30,000 that you overpaid for it. So are you going to stay, or are you going to basically take a quote unquote loss and move? And I think that is what's going to keep our inventory lower for significantly longer. And y'all know the laws of supply and demand. We've talked about it. As long as that inventory stays low, we're going to be good. If all of a sudden we see a big boom in inventory and we get up to a true buyer's market, 6 months or more worth of inventory, and we still see these prices, staying the same or potentially even declining, that's when I'll let you know and you need to worry. Right now, it's just month-to-month swings, right? So nothing. I think we'll bounce back, and I think we're just seeing the effects of a late spring more than anything. So
We're definitely seeing multiples.
yeah. If you price it right, they're going.
The last few, like 3 to 5, I've been and I've lost, and we were all cash. I mean, it's.
I mean, some of the,
Hey, we went 25,000 over asking and lost.
is that Chatham?
That was, it's right off of Settles.
I heard Chatham went almost 30.
Chatham did, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it went almost 30.
Anyway,
So,
appraisal.
yeah.
But I mean, even,
We'll all have
Five.
9 multiple offers with
Yeah.
one client.
Um,
It was crazy.
I mean, even 5-6
Yeah.
years ago, I mean, 4 or 5, I mean, they were going 40-50,000 over.
Oh, and Chatham Lane's just one of those unique areas that
Yeah.
ain't, if something comes up for sale,
Yeah.
they're huge. Everything's like 2 acres or more, and there's no rules, no restrictions. So you can do whatever you want.
I mean,
So that's just a hot area. And honestly, in my opinion, I thought that price was underpriced. Like from the, as soon as I saw it, I thought it was underpriced. So,
Well, that was, I think that
Yeah.
was their plan.
yeah. And it might be, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't hold it active longer and let it go crazy.
you never no, they might, sellers might be trying to buy something else and just needed it gone, you know. So I've had sellers do that
I
before.
had a multi last week on that, like, Forest listing, and the agent that won the
Which one?
offer, by Spring Run, agent that won the offer, it went 20 grand, 15 grand over, 16 grand over. He pretty much won the offer, and then 2 days later wanted out because of inspection issue, and there was no inspection issues, like, it was piddly.
The spring run where you used to live?
Yes, so I got it back in the contract with Chaser, but it was, I hate it, but the deal was 20,000 less than what.
Then they lost out on
those.
those.
3 offers around that, so y'all be careful
That's a fun
on
conversation.
who
Yeah.
you accept. It was not fun, and I could punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say, you know, even if they did, they were to go through it, they'd probably ask. for
I should have asked, I should have
of
taken that other
credit,
girl's
yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
What's the price difference in the two?
$21,000 difference.
Oh,
Because
between the
we
next one?
multi, I took the
Yeah.
wrong.
Which, how, wait, the one that we've, Teresa was getting all the stuff out of? In the, where Frank Anderson lived, back in that small area? Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you asked you about that one, because, yeah, we rode down there to look.
Yeah. Yeah, so just be careful.
Yeah. Words of the wise, always pre-qual them as best you can, I guess. I mean, or make sure you're dealing with a competent agent. So, DT2 schedule. I forgot to move it. By the way, I didn't move my circle. I apologize. May 5th, you're on C's and K's and Q's. And if you're on the quarterly call plan, of course, you don't have to worry about that. But if you do manually track it, you're going to be calling the C's and K's, texting the Q's. Join us, of course, always next week with our weekly mastermind. We're going to look a little bit more on economics and consumer sentiment. Basically, what do they feel the housing market's doing right now next week? And then, of course, Big Red Day. It is May 9th, so Friday. Just want to make sure everybody knows we had to update the calendar and schedule a little bit. So we are doing Friday at 9 a.m. We do expect to be done sometime probably right around lunch. And it's going to be at the It Takes a Village Animal Rescue. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they just took over the whole city's. They're doing the whole city pound thing now, right? That's the company that's doing it? Does anybody know? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
I'll have to take home the pet,
Oh, I'm out.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
You can take 2.
7.
Y'all can take 2. Take one for me.
I would think.
We've had 5 cats.
And then, we're having lunch at the barbecue fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not if I'm-
Oh, yeah.
Cat hair.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can walk around, so bring
Sounds good.
cash for your,
Barbecue and barrels, guys, it's the barbecue fest.
I know.
Let's be real.
Yeah, it is the barbecue fest.
It's
No
not-
matter
Are
what.
we gonna just be playing with the animals?
We're gonna walk the animals, play with them. I think they're doing a little bit of like cleanup of the facility and stuff like that as well. But mostly we're gonna go hang out with a bunch of cute animals. So
Okay, I'll have to take my allergy pill and probably be outside.
I'm gonna make sure Jen doesn't know about this. Is what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna have to drag my wife out of the
Oh,
car.
I know. I'm gonna have to come over. I'm coming home with every single animal you see up there.
Have 3 dogs like this at home.
Hey, interesting story. This looks, and it might be the dog because he got him from there, but buddy of mine, I think, just rescued this dog,
All little guys.
Joey Minton. I think you know him. It's Joey Minton. Broker open. So there is one today. This is May 6th on Stonewall Court, right over off of Old Hartford. Interesting house. I actually was the listing agent on this one. Sold it to him. I think they bought it for like 25 or 30,000. Full gut. Because I looked at it myself. I mean, This thing needed everything. So it's probably pretty sweet if you want to go check that out. That's from 11 to 12:30. The other one I have on the screen is not until tomorrow. So it's Wednesday from 10:30 to 12. So I just put it up there, again, just for information. Of course, we know Tuesdays is the big broker open day. So go check out James's. It looks like they're going to have a gift card and some desserts there as well.
That's what I like. I like down to get Chick-fil-A.
I don't need a full meal at 11. All right, let's go. What do y'all got? New listings hitting the market. Let me stop my share real quick and I'll turn around to y'all.
New listings hitting the markets. Where we at coming up? Anything up? We put our new listing up in Philpott. I don't know if you've seen it, a little over an acre corner lot. It's got if you ever wanted to add on, it's got the perfect setup. It's like a pretty much a carport / back patio that runs along the whole back of the house. So you could enclose it and make it a 2-car or, living area or, another bedroom bath. And then you've got plenty of space to put a shop. I know a lot of people are looking to do a barn-dominium. You could be all in with a barn-dominium and the house for like $375.
How much is it?
It's a $299.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a heck of a price. It's no flood.
Super cute too.
What
I mean,
Highway 50
You take it right there. What is it? Carnes?
Carnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there on the corner.
And you go straight down. It's right there on the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
old Highway 54. Yeah. Old Highway 54.
Oh, yeah. Like you're going to like Peter Mile Tool, like
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. And you can keep, it doesn't say the 2 ways to go, I guess. But yeah, it's really nice, secluded. It's very peaceful. So, and I mean, I think it's priced well. Our CMA said something crazy and I was like, no way, and I think we're priced well.
Sweet.
So, that one should go quick in Philpott. And then
There's a lot of buyers that we need to find, so.
we've got one right now that needs something like ASAP. If you've got anything 220 and below,
And my guy said no, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't.
3-bed, one, obviously 2-bath would be great. East side in town, whatever, just not too far west and not too far east. So, we need that like in the next 30 to 45 days to keep a deal together. So.
Any other new listings or buyers?
We've got the one in Hartford. It's 409 Kentucky 1543. It went back on the market, no fault of the sellers, but it's asking at 189.9. Sellers are very motivated. So 3-bed, 2-bath.
Yeah, what's the information on that one?
409 State Route 1543 in Hartford.
God's country.
189.9. It's
Yeah.
it's a good house. It should go back into contract pretty quickly, I would think.
I've still got my buyer. We missed out on 3 cash opportunities. They've offered cash literally all 3 times and lost. But 750 and below with a pool, east side. And then I've got 550 and below with a pool would be great. Trying to think what else. I need something 190 and below, 3-bed, 1-bath. Could be 2, of course. 3-bed, 1-bath. In town. So I need 2 of that, but I need 2 of those.
I got one on Hawthorne that'll be ready in 2-3 weeks. It's a 3, 1.5. It's gonna be in that range.
Okay, awesome.
It's not
Fixed up.
flood.
It's not flood.
All
and
fixed up.
It's gonna be
Fixed up,
nice,
Yeah, let me know that because I've got a couple, some guys I graduated, guys and gals that I graduated with.
I've got an off market in Centertown. It will probably go active in August, but if anybody want to get in there sooner, we could get in there. It's gonna be around 150.
I got an off market in the Summit around 700. Big house, super nice. So just let me know. That's my
All-market,
house, you can tell.
700.
Does that pool?
No,
They have a community pool.
yeah, it's community pool. Did it right.
Back, so it gets right up, it basically backs up to 10 green. Walkout basement. Pretty nice. It's huge square footage too.
Or Tidlet, right next to Tid.
Like 4 or 5 houses down.
Does she like
Like
that?
going up towards Sigler.
Yeah.
Does she like that?
I don't think so. We tried to get into Beth and Joey's and that was like the house they loved, but
Oh, yeah, it was
they
too
didn't
far
want, it
out.
was too far. They didn't want to be out there at the end of the day. And that driveway killed it for
Yeah, that one's super steep. Did y'all get y'all treatment under contract? Just
We
curious.
have, we do need a buyer for that. I think that's priced right too. I don't know what's
Yeah, I think so too.
359.9.
Still kind of. I think once they'll feel better once they get their insurance info. Should be coming in any day.
It's had
So,
probably 10
The
plus
roof,
showings.
the roof Freeman's been on today.
Yeah,
so-
roof's getting put on today.
Okay.
I've got 2 showings on today. I'm trying to think what else.
Just put a rental and then
Anything else off market? I'm trying to think of. I need a 350 and below, east side, close to 54. Carlsbad, we went after that one, but it was a little too far out for them.
That one went a bunch over too.
It's another one that was priced right.
Yeah.
you're saying the Marlins, it's a 3-2, with a 2-car garage. It's
Very well kept
it's
up.
very well kept, but it's dated.
It's
got
dated, it's got
carpet.
carpet.
It's all-
Like it's crisp. And
It's off
clean.
market.
It's off market right now. They're
Send it
doing
to
a
me.
build.
Yeah, they're doing a build right now.
I'll send it to my guy, see if he wants to get it there.
The only thing I don't like on that one is the backyard sucks.
Okay. Like super sucky.
Yeah, super
It's
second.
just small.
Okay.
Just a little.
Just a little second. Just a little
A
second.
small amount of suckage. Okay.
Rebecca has one coming on Harbor Hills Trace. 3 beds, 3 full baths. Square footage is a little over 2, like maybe like when I say like 2,100, somewhere around there. Gonna be right at 300.
That is very great. We went from suck to stick.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you it's awesome because it's not. It's small.
No, it's fine. I'll see if they
But
like
the
it.
house is nice.
Send it over and I want Hawthorne too.
Okay.
I'll need both of those.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else got anything before we wrap up? All right. We'll see y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.